Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to briefly talk about what it takes when you preparing for a belt promotion or a test. Usually I'm gonna start in karate because it's the most organized. It's a curriculum that's printed out. Like for me, I'm a brown belt, which is a second Q, I'm sorry, a second Q. You have to do what's called Kihon, which is Kihon, which is the basic, know how to punch correctly, or know how to kick, or different blocks. And then you do your kata, which is a organized dance sequence that you practice to simulate real moves. And for those who say, oh, kata, that's for kids. If you do BJJ, or you do Muay Thai, or you do boxing, you're doing a kata. You're doing an organized dance or structure that will help you memorize something. So it's the same thing. So if you do it, by yourself or with a dummy, it's the exact same principle. And then you have to spar, which means that you can take a certain level or have a skill set that's according to your belt. When it comes to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I can't really tell you when. It's just a matter of, I think I've been doing Jiu-Jitsu for about 7 years. It's just really when the instructor watch you roll, and they see that you have a competent or a working knowledge on a certain level. That's why in Jiu-Jitsu it's so much harder. So it's white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt. And then depending on your dojo, it's the stripes that you have. It's very hard because BJJ or catch wrestling or lucha libre is the most unique art there is, because you constantly test what you know every night. Every time you roll, either 2 or 3 or 4 people, you have 5, 6, 7 minute span, and it gets harder as you go high. I've been fortunate enough to be a blue belt. I guess this would be about 2 years, but before that, I've been training for 5 years before that, and I've been a white belt. Now, granted, the first 3 years I did it once a week. Maybe the first 4 years I did it once a week, and then the last 3 years I've been doing twice a week. I've been advancing, but it's harder as you age. It's very hard to be double the age, or 20 years old and trying to compete in the same strength, breath, cardio skill set as somebody who's in the same ranking, much younger. And then for me, I'm a big guy, so my cardio is always challenged. It takes a dedication to get better. If that's your priority, is to advance in belt, it's just basically take dedication, asking the instructor how to get better, and then you start getting better and you start working on techniques at home. You start researching. You always never stop learning. And I think that's how the Jiu-Jitsu, karate is a curriculum, and you have to be able to do those moves, know the name of those moves, and do it in a sequence. When I was doing Shingen Jin-Ryu, it was nothing to have a 2.5 hour test. because I would do the kata, do the kihon, which is the basics. I will fight 3 people. I mean, legit. We throwing hands, not to the point of, you know, knockout, but we're literally drawing hands. And then I will face the sensei at the very end. That's just the karate side. American Kempo is a little bit different. I did American Kempo. I had to just knew these move sets, or they call it forms or sets, and to get a certain belt promotion, which I am an orange belt at the moment, which I'm gonna eventually go back to Kempo. It's just scheduling, you know, working out some things. But it takes hard work to get belt promotion. It's not easy. You can't just watch some UFC fight or watch some YouTube videos or Instagram videos, practice these moves at home, and you instantly get good. You have to test to see that what you are learning is worth is in the level that it should be. That's the strength of testing belt. I myself, I'm not really heavy on the belt promotion like I used to. I just want, my main purpose these days is to be able to defend myself, have enough energy to fight if I have to, and to finish the fight, and to either lead the person down or go get help. About 2 or 3 years ago, I was like, well, I'm gonna make sure they stay down, and then I'm gonna be the cop. But as I get older, some of that male ego stuff, you start, you start changing your mind. It's not worth it. So my mindset has changed, and when you have children, it makes you a little bit softer in your mindset of life. So for me, it's just about knowing what I know, having good core, which all martial arts focus on. You have to have good core, and you know, and safely perform a move without injuring my partner, or my partner not injure me. Because despite all this training, it is still a hobby, and I am not getting paid for this. Nor will I want to get paid from fighting. You have to be very good for a long time just to move up the ranks. And I train with MMA fighters as we speak, and it has to be a passion that you want to do. I'm not that way. I'm not wired that way where I'm going to get knocked out for a living. But for those who want to do it, kudos. You're a better man or female, better man or woman than me. So that's kind of where I stand on martial arts and belt promotions, and how you get those belts. A lot of hard work, a lot of patience, a lot of being corrected. If you cannot be corrected as a martial artist, you can never be a black belt. I'm gonna say that one more time. If you're not in the mindset to be corrected, if you have a problem, somebody trying to correct you, you cannot lead. It's just that simple. You have to be humble enough for correction and understanding. Nobody have all the answer. A lot of people love to tell people what to do and how to do it, but when it comes to them, they get into their feelings. I used to be that way. I used to have a problem with that, which means I had low ego, low self-esteem, and I felt threatened and challenged. Today, I don't care. I really don't. In fact, when I do jiu-jitsu, most of the time I halfway lose to I halfway lose to white belts, just because it's hard. It's hard when somebody's strong at 23 versus you fat and 46. It's just a hard thing. I have my days, but it's not where it used to be. But I'm okay with that. That's okay. I'd rather be a person, I forgot the saying, but basically be a warrior in the garden than be a gardener in war. It's a famous Japanese saying. And that's it. So, sorry I rambled quite a bit, but those who train, keep on training. Those who think about training, give it a shot. It'll make you a better person. It'll make you a lot more humble. It'll give you a lot more cardio, and you'll be able to defend yourself. So it's a win-win situation. You just have to find the right dojo and the right people to train with and the right teacher, and that's the biggest thing. You can have somebody that's very skilled, but they're the biggest jerk, or they get their power by making other people an example, and you don't want those. I have left about 3 dojos based upon how the instructor was a jerk. I'm not paying my good money to be mistreated, period. So keep up the good work, keep training.